I've failed more times than I can count, but each time I learned and built from it. That's what this is about. Not hype, not motivation. It's about building a brain that doesn't break when things get hard. We'll show you how to turn setbacks into signals, how to turn pain into progress, doubt into direction with real tools and real stories. And if you're ready to stop reacting to failure and start using it, then stay with us, because we're not here to bounce back. We're here to build forward with purpose and with power. It's not the smartest or the slickest who win. It's the ones who learn fastest.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've learned that the hard way. A good example, we had a client called Emma.
Yeah.
She launched a course. Emma was a brilliant course writer and teacher, but she got no sign-ups, zilch. She was gutted. And I get it. There's nothing like silence to shape your confidence. But she didn't torch the whole thing. She asked 5 people why they didn't buy.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't the course. Hooray. It was the message. Wrong words, not a wrong idea.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of scrapping it and spending the next week crying into a tub of Ben and Jerry's, she took action by asking those people what stopped them from buying. So she then tweaked the sales page and she offered the exact same course, didn't she? It was the same price, just a much clearer messaging, so people understood what the course would actually do and it would help them to do. And she relaunched a couple of weeks later. And you remember she had 40 people sign up.
She did really well by revisiting that. Now, that's the power of refinement.
Yeah.
You don't have to start again. You find the weak point and you fix it.
Yeah. If something flops, just pause and take a breath. I mean, I used to spiral when something didn't work until I started seeing setbacks as a kind of feedback loop. It doesn't stop it hurting, but it does give it purpose. Just don't take it personally, however tempting it is. And instead, ask yourself which bit missed the mark. Not the mark, the mark. And spoiler alert, it's usually not everything.
Okay, you finished now. That's great. One clear change can turn it around.
Yeah, and it's not just our clients. Think of J.K. Rowling, brilliant example. She was rejected by 12
Cigar
publishers.
smoker now she is.
Crikey, yeah, I saw that. But yeah, she was rejected by 12 publishers. She was living on welfare, writing it from a cafe. And the original Harry Potter manuscript, too long, too strange, they said, and they rejected it. But she didn't quit. She revised it a bit and she persisted. And now over 500 million books sold. It's quite amazing. That's not magic. That's Muggle mindset.
Wow.
It's data over defeat, but lived out.
I'm going to actually have to rewatch that because I don't remember that part. So here's your move. Don't bin the whole thing. When something tanks, stop and ask, what's one part of this I can improve? Treat failure like feedback. What worked? What didn't? Get specific. Ask those questions.
Yeah, and if you're stuck, ask someone you trust what didn't land. Don't guess, ask.
Yes, that's because it's not about being flawless. It's about learning faster than you fail.
Yeah, and I also found that this is a good exercise to start training your brain to think about failures differently. Write down one recent setback and list what it taught you. Not what went wrong, but what it revealed.
And more importantly, what's your next tweak? You've got the data, now reset your state.
Stress shrinks your world. So when I feel overwhelmed, I don't push, I pause. Sometimes just shifting your stance gives you breathing space to change your energy.
Yeah, I've had days where my head is a total mess. I can't think straight. I can't see the wood for the trees. And I used to sit there trying to think my way out of it, which, by the way, never worked.
No.
What I've learned, the fastest way to shift your mindset is to move your actual body. Amy Cuddy, a Harvard researcher, found that posture doesn't just reflect how you feel, it shapes you. Slump, and your brain reads it as defeat.
Yeah.
Stand tall, breathe deep, and suddenly you're sending a different signal, which I hope I'm getting across. A bit of confidence, a bit of control, a bit of clarity. So if you're in a fog, don't just sit and stew in it. Get up, shoulders back, and start moving. It's not about faking confidence, it's about breaking the spiral before it takes over, that blinking spiral.
Yeah, because it does. You can end up spiraling down. And I've seen you do this, exactly what you say.
Oh, I thought it was spiraling. I was getting worried for a moment.
No, the actual getting up and moving, the way you present yourself. I've seen you do this for years. When things get overwhelming, Mark doesn't reach for his phone or overthink it. He stands up and he moves about. And there's this moment where I can see him shift from reaction to intention. It's subtle, but powerful. And I've learned from that. Now, when I feel tension building, I check in with my body first, not my thoughts, because clarity doesn't come from being in here. It comes from presence here.
Exactly. I've had days where the pressure scrambles my thinking. Nothing lands.
Yeah.
Everything feels off. And when that hits, I don't try to think my way out of it anymore. It's not about pretending to be fine. It's about interrupting that spiral before it drags you under.
Exactly. When stress builds up, don't overthink it. Start with your body.
And presence, that grounded state, that's where clarity comes from. Not from more thinking, from tuning into the now. Stand up, shoulders back, breathe deep. That's not just posture, it's your reset button.
Yeah, it's a signal to your brain, I'm in control, I'm present.
Yeah, try it now and feel the shift. That's your state changing. Once you're grounded, now let's look at what you're feeling and visualising. That's the next step.
Now, Mark, I remember back in 1993, when we were looking to start a new business, you went into full monk mode with Tony Robbins. Remember? Just totally absorbed in it, he was. What was going through your mind when we listened to those tapes?
Well, it actually started before that. I'd read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill in my mid-20s, and it changed everything for me. It was the first time I realised I could rewrite how I think. I wasn't just reacting to life anymore. I began to actually curate it. Then in 93, we took time out together and listened to all 12 Tony Robbins tapes from his Unlimited Power series. I mean, that was a lot of tapes, a lot of hours. I must have heard those about 10 times in those 2 weeks, but I loved it. And we took notes and then we applied it. I wasn't just learning, I was programming my mind. That's what I was thinking at the time, with full intent. I wanted to take back control.
I remember, I went full warrior mode. I'm pushing, building. I'm definitely action focused. And I like to be doing something, even if it's just making loads of to-do lists. But you definitely monk, mate. You were up before dawn, you remember, focusing, ignoring distractions. I can't do that. But you were able to get clarity on a plan and strategy on how to get there. You had this faith in what we were building, even when it looked like everything was falling apart.
Yeah, faith, an interesting word that you've used there, because it is quite a lot captured in that word faith. I was already living it in my head long before it showed up in real life. I picture it all, the house, the business, and peace of mind. Even if at the same time we were living on instant coffee and blind optimism. But that emotional intensity, it kept me going when most sane people would have called it a day. And it worked.
Yeah, it did.
The house I kept seeing, we now live in it. And those business wins, we built them with more detours than we'd like to admit.
There were,
And the peace and clarity, that's not luck, that's showing up daily. And we still don't coast, not because we're martyrs, but because growth doesn't come with a deck chair. We keep choosing the uphill path because honestly, that's where all the interesting stuff is.
Yeah, you've said this before, that choosing messy over comfort, that's been part of our growth from the beginning. But what's shifted for you now that we've actually built the life that we, once only dreamed of?
Yeah, that's really interesting because back then we didn't have much. So choosing messy didn't seem that brave. It felt obvious. I wasn't risking comfort, I was chasing it.
Yeah.
But now we've got the life we dreamed of, family, business, a bit of peace and a decent coffee. And that's where it gets tricky. Comfort starts whispering in your ear. You've done enough. Take it easy. And suddenly the risk you would have taken in your sleep now feels like a threat to your nice Thursday. Growth feels different now, not louder, just deeper. It's not about bigger houses or shinier things. It's about braver choices. Stuff that challenges our think, our lead, our turn up when no one's watching.
Yeah.
So when I'm faced with a choice, I ask, is this the easy way or the one that might kick me in the teeth, but still teach me something?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And that's comfort over messy. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
And I still choose messy because that's where the growth is. And usually the value, and that's what I'm looking for, is the value.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that shift in you clear as day, because back then, the dream was simple. It was get out of survival mode, wasn't it? I mean, there was no more counting pennies at the end of the month, no more dreading Mondays, no more working for people who drain the life out of you. We were building a life that we didn't have at the time. We wanted freedom, flexibility, and a sense of control. And now we have it. Now it's less about achieving, proving yourself, hitting the next income goal. It's become about something deeper. It's more about who you're becoming in the process. Is that what you're kind of referring to when you were talking before? How you show up and how aligned it all feels. And I think a lot of people miss that part. They hit a certain kind of level, decent income, decent lifestyle, and then they just kind of coast along.
Yeah.
Not because they've reached the peak, but because they stop reflecting. They stop asking, what now? What matters now? What do I actually want next? And that, it really reminds me of something Maslow once said. He called it self-actualization. He said, in any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or back into safety. Once your basic needs are met, the real work begins. You stop chasing safety and you start chasing your potential. And that's what choosing messy to me really is. It's choosing to keep growing even when you don't have to.
That's interesting. So you're talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
That little pyramid that gradually works up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that really interesting. And that's why, if you think about it, we're building this channel.
Yeah.
Striving together isn't just a brand, it's our next leap.
Yeah.
Our next risk.
Yeah.
It's what's keeping us growing. That's what we're looking for, is to expand ourselves.
Yeah, if you want to show up with focus or confidence, don't wait to feel it. Build it, just what we're doing with this channel.
Yeah. Each morning, ask yourself, what do I need to feel today? Then breathe, move, and visualize it until your system gets the message.
Yeah, it's not magic. No JK Rowling here. It's habit. You're training your brain to lead on purpose.
And don't expect results after one go. Keep at it. It's the habit that changes you.
Yeah.
And when things go wrong, which they always will,
Yeah.
we fall back on our values. And that's what we're going to cover next.